actually, it'd be easier for me to show you this. All right, so we're gonna look right down here. See, there's a spare. This would be like where the spare ribs are.
Between the
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
5, 6.
Yep, 5th and 6th. Okay. Notice how I have things to like organize myself. Okay. So I don't want to cut through the tenderloin either. Actually, let's see. So I'll go where? There's the bend, right? And then you see the vertebrae. If you have a hard time seeing it.
Third bone, right?
Third. That's 1, 2. That's 3, right? So you basically want to go like so. Okay.
Bones everywhere.
Does that make sense?
The third,
Remember, bone counts.
the third bone cuts.
Right. Yep, hear that snap, and then use your knife. Don't use the saw to cut through. Alright. There we go, there's the leg. Alright. That's the tenderloin. I'm going to swing it around so I can work with it. And I got my tenderloin here, okay? No, tenderloins aren't very big. Right? And the reason why you first pull that full skin because it's a little easier to do. You have tension to pull on. See why I want to do the bib apron? I'm going to carefully remove some of the fat from the first go. For one, it gives me a little point of view to see. Okay? That's actually fat. Yeah, that's good. So, I'm going to take my boning knife and I'm going to follow the backbone and I'm scraping the bone. Here. And I'm pulling, giving it tension, okay? Because it makes it easier to cut. All right? Then you have the tenderloin right here. And you guys are going to clean tenderloins today. Just going to remove some of the fat so you can kind of see it better. To clean a tenderloin, you know how to clean a beef tenderloin too. Alright, there's my tenderloin, some more fat. I'm always cleaning as I go, right? This can be for sausage making, the little pieces of meat, okay? Alright, tenderloin. Okay, so now we got the pork for the rack. Straight, okay. Well, actually, you can see it. You got mine. Okay. If you guys should come around here and see where the loin is. All right. You don't want to cut down through this. This is the intact loin.
Same with this down here. See this?
See that part? You don't want to cut through that. So it'd be like so.
Put it in your mouth.
This would come around. You do not want to damage the loin cut, okay? Don't do it. So basically you're going to go like so. Okay? See that? That muscle right there? Things are, this part is the hardest part to saw. I'm telling you, this is probably the hardest part.
Bacon.
Okay, there's the belly. All right, belly. Loin. Okay. Okay, so basically you're going to find the joint right here, make an incision. So notice how I did like that. Went across, straight, and then I went in sideways. See? Went all the way around. I'm just going to find the joint. Pretty good, George. Anybody getting some good pictures?
Oh, yes.
I'm videoing.
I can send my girlfriend and Grosz her out.
I'm videoing.
Yeah, but I want pictures. The walk is full right now. Can you just put it in there? Sure. It's probably cooler than here. So I'm going to saw this off because I like the presentation of this. Okay. You'll see. Okay, here you go. Here's your trotter. We're going to make pork stock. We're going to put that in there because it has a lot of collagen in there. Okay. Stock. Pile. Sausage. Here's our cuts. It's going to be for stocks. Okay. All right. Now I'm going to take this. There's a little piece of bone right here. That's the end of that the backbone. And I'm just going to cut that off all the way down. Take the bone off. Stock. That's taking the skin off and just filleting it. Sharp knife is key. Right? Stock. Sausage. And then some of the parts where you don't actually want that in there. It's going to be, remember, it's going to be a small handful of stuff that's unedible. I mean, honestly, you can eat it, but undesirable. What do you think his name was? Wilbur?
I'm not the old side.
So it's going to be, he's stuck on a piece of fat. It's like a blade feather bone, okay? A feather bone. You guys want to come and touch? You'll see, I'm going to cut it out. So this is where I'm going to switch over. This is where I like this little knife. This is my knife. Alright? This technique. When you do this technique, don't be careful you don't do this. I'm trust it's happened before in industry, huh?
Is it the H bone?
Yes, exactly. You try not to waste the meat. This is the whole thing. When you work for somebody, it's all about money. Well, it's not with life, it's up underneath it. Like that, right? See, now we see I'm talking about the bone? That's exactly. That's good. And the femur is connected right there. And then you're going to go through and work it in here. Careful when you're boning something because there's a lot of tension in there, and you can stab yourself. I still cut myself every once in a while. All right, see, it's getting free now. And I'm not going in the meat like this. I'm trying to go as shallow as possible. I just want to release the bone.
But you're going to get a hysterectomy instead of that.
I'm okay with that.
I'm messing with it.
All right. He's already dead. Okay.
Hogs are mean.
Pigs are smart animals, though.
Yeah, they're smart, but they mean. If they don't like you,
Doing this to him, that's what
Ask Anthony, she know. She know.
All right. That's the bone you're trying to get out. Excuse me.
Yeah.
Right? Well, yeah, but you got a lot of fat on it. See, this is loose fat. Okay. Then I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make a shallow. So I'm gonna make an incision, light incision. Sharp knife is key. If you have a dull knife, you're gonna struggle with this like crazy.
Video is like super short.
Exactly, it's super sharp. Actually, I should keep going.
oh, my God. Tim Conway.
Tim Conway. You watched the curve on that. So I'm pulling the skin and slicing the same out. Okay. And this is for presentation only. Collagen. Miss. Okay.
Are you gonna shut out the femur?
Yeah, I can. Or I can leave it bone in. What should I do?
Why?
I think I should cut it out and show you. Maybe.
Cut it out.
Light incision of me breaking down the pig.
Can't see a picture if I don't have your number.
I gave you guys on the first day.
I was like here last Monday. No. He wasn't. Was it?
Make a decision. I'm shallow going under the skin.
Scoot over. Scoot over, ladies. I'm gonna take a picture of that.
I'm sorry.
Thanks, girls.
Blood makes me think.
Skill.
Surgery.
So,
You can get in there,
so
right?
question.
The hog, the ham hock, right? And you look to find it. Yep. You can just bend the joint. Right? See that? Here you go.
So they cut them down when you get in the store, because they don't be that big when you get them in the store.
Right, exactly. They break them down. Who buys a big joint like that and meat? Except for like Thanksgiving, you have a big old family. Look, this is a whole animal, man. It's been slaughtered, it's been gutted, that's it, and hanged to bleed out. It's just natural juices.
I used to go in the slaughterhouse all the time. I didn't know what the hell was going on.
Yeah, I've been to a slaughterhouse, and it's not. I'm going to do a present. I'm going to do one for a presentation. Basically, I'm going to French the bone. So I'm cutting an incision all the way around the bone. Huh?
He's a Frenchman.
I'm French. You got it. The hock is really tough. Be careful when you do this. Okay. So for the hawk, when you French it, I can do it two ways. If I had some string, I could pull it and then yank the bone out. But what I'm going to end up doing is turn it over and going to find where the meat is not. That's bone. I'm hitting the bone. Why are you caressing the pig? I don't know. And I'm going to carefully work my way around the bone. Notice how I'm cutting towards myself. Right? Butchers cut towards themselves. This is the only time you will do that. Right? You don't want to gouge the hawk because this is great flavor. You can smoke them, or honestly, you just use them for soups and stews, like red beans and rice for my home state. You take smoked ham hock and you boil it with your beans, and then afterwards you take the meat and shred it up. Delicious. Talking about good. Oh yeah, that's one thing I miss about home state. Good, but here's the ham hock. You want to save it, you can tie it. Okay, I don't think we have any more butcher string. Here's the hock. Alright, so this takes us a little bit more time. But it looks so nice.
Like the shape, I mean,
I'll go back and trim it up.
that's the presentation.
So you have nice, beautiful ham. Alright, presentation. I would pull this bone off. Actually, what I'll do. This is where usually I wouldn't use this, I would use a.
Are you laughing at me? No, laughing at you.
Yeah, we are.
There's a separation, and I don't want to cut myself.
You do not.
See how it's unstable? This is why I want a knife. Huh? No. That's right.
That's how they put it.
And then its bone comes right out. Stock. I take the back of my knife, not the sharp part, and I'm just going to scrape all.
So is that the part of the femur bone?
No, the femur's inside. This joint's still here. That's part of the shank. Now, granted, this is purely for presentation. If you want to do a whole roast, okay, let's say, But I just want to show you this technique. I'm using the back of my knife, not the blade. It has a purpose. You talk about food, you don't have to cook.
That would be also nice.
Okay, so I'm gonna do this last. I'm gonna do the trotter the same way. Remember how I did it? Yeah. Here's the joint.
Ooh, I love it.
Make an incision.
They pick yourself,
Whole pig pie, feet, ears, and tail.
onions.
See the joint? How it just started after I did that? It snapped because I cut through ligament. You guys paying attention?
You see it snap.
I cut the ligaments in the little feet.
Really good meat in it too.
Absolutely. The head, actually, I wish they would have left the head on because I wanted to make hog's head cheese. Then you can do something with the ears. You can do all kinds of stuff. And not just soul food, you can do fine dining stuff. Look, anybody can take a tenderloin and cook it. It takes the real art of cookery. It takes the real art of cookery to take a tough cut of meat and turn it into something.
And there's a lot of meat on the.
Oh yeah, and the cheeks too, the jowls. You know, this didn't have jowls on it.
Cheeks.
Jowl, they cut the
It's
jowls
like
out.
bacon, but it's thick. It's smoked jowl.
There's the foot.
Honestly, I watch a lot of Food Network, which is probably not my best
All right.
to watch, but
Smoked job.
you learn a lot of stuff from
Let's see. Where was it? All right, so you remember what this was? A shoulder and then, right? And then you see this part? That's the vein. You want to cut that out? That's going to be your rubbish. Rubbish. Right. It's not very much, is it? I'm telling you.
How much would that half a pig, what you just cut up, probably cost if you went to buy that?
This?
Yeah, that whole half a
Oh
pig.
yeah, by the pound. I mean, it's probably feet.
You know, what's a pound of hamburger now? $6. 1 pound.
Okay, so what I'm going to do is make an incision. Shh, guys, quiet down. All right? I'm going to make an incision right here. Here's the bone here. You can look on the other side. Okay. Do my Michael Myers grip. Slicing through. I'm trying not to saw because when you saw, you get jagged edges. Okay? But see, I like a bib apron because I can pull it to me. Most industry places have. Yep. All right. Boston butt. Shoulder.
These subprimal now, right?
No, this is. I'm still in primal.
Okay.
I'm still in primal. Okay.
Well, a subprime would be
The ham and
the shanker.
That's right.
Okay.
All right. So now, what you can do is see they have those bones. What do you know what these are called?
Real.
Spare ribs.
Oh,
Think about it. Spare ribs.
See, that's the spare. Why you got spare ribs?
Why?
Can I have that?
No.
No.
Why do you think they call them spare ribs?
Because it's only one.
Is there a
Because it's
small
not
Actually-
connected to the other part of the
Right, because after you break it down, there's the spares, right? So anyway, we can actually, the ribs are more, for rib, when you talk about ribs, they're more prized. Right, and you can actually, yeah, exactly. Right. These will have more meat on them. This is, look, it's so small. Alright, so I'm gonna do the same thing. This is gonna be, this is the
Isn't that
shank.
what they consider the baby back? Where
I'm saying the Memphis style.
I don't know. Alright, so now I'm getting this is the pork shank. Now I'm breaking it down to subprimals. The shoulder is going into subprimals now, okay? See, I found the joint. Alright, see the bend right here?
the bone is out west, it's called.
I was looking at the wrong end, my bad.
No, that's what I'm trying to find.
There you go. You know what? No matter how old you are, you always learn.
That's why I like it.
You always learn.
What they do with the neck bone and stuff like
No,
that?
I got it.
flavoring soups, stews, stocks, sauces, and you can pick the meat off. Look, hey guys, quiet, guys. This, and that was prize meat. The pigs, spare ribs, and the belly, pork belly, right? The jowls, the cheek. That's where the soul food came about.
Say give it to the people to feed them, and we start cooking it with love, and everybody eats it. That food hit you to the soul, man.
It does. I agree. I love soul food. I mean, I love it. I grew up on it. My grandmother.
It's universal.
Shit. My surrogate grandfather was foreman for my grandfather. His name was Aaron. Was an old black man. When he died, I was heartbroken. Heartbroken. Okay, that would be the foreshank. The foreshank.
The front shank.
The foreshank. Yes, that's what it's called. Okay.
So his
Look
leg.
at that. You see, we know what that is, right? Vein or artery.
The artery.
Vein or artery.
The connecting heart.
Yeah, go in there. So I'm just going to trim this up a little bit. I'm going to remove that. Okay. You guys noticing where the
Scraps going.
well, what I'm picking out the circulatory system. But if you grind it up, honestly, no one can tell. Okay. What? It's not what?
That's all that was wasted.
All right. So now you got a shoulder, right? You can do what? Pulled pork. So you can take this part. It's got a little cat fat. It's great for sausage making, just like the guy said. The money muscle. All right. Boston butt. Okay. This feather bones. But yeah, this is spare ribs too. Go underneath the blade. Try not to waste the meat, right? Try not to. Okay, there's the backbone, okay? And that's feather bones. So what I'll do is I'm just gonna feather bones, see, notice they watch. They're good, they're really easy. See how I'm not going through all the way? I'm not trying to tear the meat up.
No, I had it out of
Alright, feather bones, stock. Alright, so you got this backbone here, and you can simply just take your knife. Yeah, actually, you know what? I'm pretty sure that other pig is for the class tonight.
What?
That pig, the other half, that's for the class tonight. Well, I understood you guys. I thought we were getting like 3 pigs for each class, but yeah, this is demo only, I'm pretty sure. So I'm pulling. Using gravity. Your gravity is your friend, and force and tension is your friend. I'm always being careful. I'm not notice when I like die stuff. I can look at you. With this, I am looking at what I'm doing because I do not want it to die. Okay.
So we don't get to cut a pig.
Stop as well.
Not now as I'm aware of. All right, so now I got a whole Boston butt. Now, when you see this in the market, it's going to be broken down to smaller pieces. Okay. Well, we went over it in the lecture. It was because it originated in Boston.
The way they cut it.
I don't know why I call it a butt, but it's actually the shoulder. It's the season. See, I'll look at all the beautiful fat. Here, I'll show you in a second. I'm cutting at a 45-degree angle with this. So look, this is how you fillet the fat off. See that? Away from you. This is why I need towels, because you get a good grip. That is nice, beautiful fat. Yeah. You can render it down. This is real hard fat. Like this, if you feel it, This is soft, see? Soft fat, that's great for, it's called suet. It's for melting stuff down and it's for certain sausage making. This is more like fat back. This is fat back, not like it is fat back. You put your hands on it, look.
That look like salt meat.
Yeah, salted, exactly. Alright, so you got a bone-in Boston butt. Okay? Bone-in Boston butt. See what I mean? You can tell the difference? Okay, and you can basically bone this out the same way. Did I bone this out for you guys? No. Okay.
Like on a video.
I'll tell you what.
Frenched it.
I'll tell you what, French, I'm gonna bone out the goat. I'm sorry. Right. Now he's like made a decision. You actually don't have to do that. And I'm gonna explain why. Because it takes a little more longer time. But I'm leaving the whole meat intact. You just don't have to tie it up, that's all. So what you do is, you have to know where the bone is, for one. Okay. Come on. And I'm gonna work. No, it's actually connected. There's joints. This is the femur.
Yeah.
Exactly. I'm making an incision around the bone joint. There's a exact. Well, no, he just did a. He didn't get another cut of meat. I mean, you can break his ham down to ham steaks. Okay. We're not that much different.
Get it, chef. Get it.
What do you mean? Well, it does add flavor, but I'm just showing you the technique, you know. I can tell you can leave it in there, obviously. Bone in, cooking anything on bone in is superior. It really is. You can remove it afterwards too. But sometimes you can take it out and just slice through it. Ham steaks. And you can be able to see. Making incisions just around the bone. I'm trying to scrape the bone as I go. I'm going to make another bone.
Right.
Going on the other side. I'm being very careful not to cut my hands. I'm paying attention. Here I go. Get more in there. See? I can actually. Right? These are tricks of the trade. But yes, it's much quicker. But hey, I want to try to show you. The whole idea is removing the bone. Honestly, you just go like this. Thinnest part, slide down, and bone it out. Right.
You want the whole or just
No, I just want to leave it intact. That's the whole thing. Oops. Well, I want to leave this on. I'm at the joint. It's driving me crazy. Time, I probably already done. You can buy this already done like this. They do a machine. This is a machine. Yeah, butcher did it. Do you know that butchers actually, when they have children, are more likely to have females because they're around all the hormones? Yep. Ta-da! Boneless ham, Frenched, that actually I would tie up a little bit. Doesn't that look nice?
Yes, chef.
Whoa. Let's do the belly. Sorry. All right, so what we got right here, right? These are what? Ribs. You got that piece here. I want to leave those on. Okay, so basically, the pork belly for bacon is going to come off this. I don't know what you're doing. You can cut them like this, but honestly, I'm just going to cut them like that. Or I can cut them like this and get a whole slab of bacon. All right, so this is meat. This would be like a little steak, right? This comes off the sirloin end. So,
You don't need that destination.
I don't.
Yeah, you don't need it. The school don't need it.
Let's go cook it.
The school doesn't need it.
All right, so, I'm going to take more meat. Yeah, I know. This is really easy to do.
Chef was good, I need those ribs.
Oh, I can't do
All
that.
that rib, right, chef?
Well, yeah, but look at this. All these little pieces.
Damn part.
This, I'm sure.
Tips, huh? With them tips.
Yeah.
You know I know.
You know, honestly, like all the different style of ribs, I don't know all the different cuts of ribs. Like St. Louis style, Kansas City, all that.
Good deal.
All right, so you just have a little more bones in here. You just put your knife underneath. Real easy. Try not to waste the meat. I'm pulling it and giving tension. See how it's just coming up? See, I'm just as fast as that other guy.
Give or take a few minutes.
Oh, me.
We do it on an everyday basis.
Exactly, that's not fair. Okay, so we got, yep, slab of bacon. Honestly, you should take your knife. See all this fat there? Look at that. See it? Okay. So I'm grabbing it with a towel because you'll see it's slippery if you ever get a chance to do this.
Crab like crackers,
And
better
I
than
had to make
skin.
it. We had fryer. I don't think if we set up the fryer, we can make some. They take a while to make. In fact, they really do take a while to make. You gotta dry them out until they're completely. All right, cracklins.
These so delicious.
It is delicious. See, I went a little too much. I said,
Oh,
oh.
they got the fat. See, the crackling got the fat up on the bottom, right in the skin, don't it?
It needs, yeah, just like that. All right, pork belly for bacon.
You know, down on Beale Street, Mississippi, they
Bacon.
got that
Pork belly,
it's a
ham.
store where they make them
Pork
crackers
shoulder.
right there. Pork chops right there.
Didn't they, I'm sorry, man.
Boar shank,
They used to do it in Sulu.
ham hock.
Yeah.
Sorry.
And down in Mississippi,
Boston
they got
butt.
the same one.
And now, but not least, we're almost done.
I've been in Sulu in a minute.
Chops. Okay. This is the part I really want you to pay attention to too, because you're going to more likely in the industry be breaking down things with whole bones in this section.
Whole bone and what second?
In the loin section. Loin section. Loin section. So I'm going to show you how to do this. This is real easy, and then I'm going to show you how to clean a tenderloin. And then we're going to take a break, okay?
Okay.